Hi guys, this is going to be the tutorial that's going to show you how to make this very nice looking lacy stitch, which I'm calling the Lacy Stitch 2. And I also did it in variegated colors so that you can see a little bit more of how the stitch looks. When I first saw this stitch, all I saw were these, what looked like eyes, you know. It's kind of hard to see, maybe easier here. It's a fairly lacy stitch, though it can be very warm, especially if you use wash weight yarn and you have a blanket underneath. This would still keep you very warm. You can use any size yarn though that you want, and then the hook that yarn recommends. I went ahead and I used worsted weight yarn. Get this, y'all. I used worsted weight yarn, which is 4 ply for the US, 10 ply for Australia. I also used a 5mm hook, which is a size H in the US. So I'm not going to forget this time. I'm going to tell you the multiples of the stitch is 10 plus 7, which means that you're going to chain in tens, 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 tens until you get the width that you want. And then once you do, just add 7 more chains and you're ready to start. So go ahead and grab your 5mm hook and your yarn, or whatever hook you're using with your yarn, and you can get started. Oh, by the way, I know this is probably backwards for you. This kind of yarn is BB Baltic. It's by Elise. It's called Securum. It's kind of like their baby line, and their lot number is 409320. I don't know if you can still get this stuff anymore, but you're welcome to take a look. This stuff is made in Turkey. And it's 90% acrylic and 10% polymer. Okay, I did my 2 sets of 10. So I have 10 and 10, and then I did 7. If you have a difficult time chaining loosely, if you always do a very tight chain at the beginning, try to go up 1 hook size. So use a 6mm hook if you're using a 5mm hook for your project. Do a 6mm hook just to do the chain, and then switch over to your 5mm hook when you're ready to start. So this stitch consists of 4 rows of repeat, but it's essentially the same. 2 repeated rows, but since they're kind of off, they're, you know, not diagonal up and down, but they're kind of off. That's why there's going to be 4, because you'll be starting and ending the row a bit different, but the stitches are essentially the same through about, I would say about 3 rows are pretty much exactly the same that you'll be doing repeatedly. So this really isn't that hard of a stitch. So for row 1, we're going to start off by working a single crochet in the 2nd chain from the hook. Let me just get a little closer for you here. Okay, I think that's a little too close. Okay, so we're going to work a single crochet in the next 2 chains as well. So find the next chain, do a single crochet, and then the next chain, do a single crochet. You have 3 single crochets in a row. Then you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to skip 2 stitches. 1, 2, and then this 3rd here, you're going to do a double crochet. Then you'll chain 3. And again, you're going to skip 2 chains, and then this 3rd chain, you're going to put a single crochet. And we want to put 5 single crochets in a row. We've just done 1, so we want to put a single crochet in the next 4 chains. So that's my 2nd single crochet, it's my 3rd, it's my 4th, and that's my 5th. I have 5 single crochets in a row. Now you're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to repeat what we did before. We're going to skip 2, double crochet in the next, chain 3 again. Then again you'll skip 2, and you'll start working your single crochets in a row again. So you'll be doing your 5 single crochets, chain 3, skip 2, double crochet, chain 3, skip 2, and then you'll be doing your 5 double crochets again. So continue doing that until you reach the last 3 chains of your row, and I'll show you how to end your row. I just did my set of 5 single crochets and I'm at the end of my row. I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to put a double crochet in the very last chain. So you should skip 2, and then the very last chain put a double crochet, and that's what the end of the row of row 1 looks like. So row 2, and this will be the beginning of your repeat on row 2, so make note where the number is on the video right now, because you'll want to come back to here again when you want to come back for the repeat. So for row 2, we're going to be chaining 1 and turn. Now you're going to put a single crochet in this very first double crochet of the row, and then you're going to put a single crochet worked in on the chain in this chain space here, in this chain 3 space. You'll be putting a single crochet. Then you're going to chain 3, and now we've come up to our 5 single crochets. You're going to skip the first and the last single crochet, so you're only going to be working in with these center 3 single crochets, and you're going to be putting 1 single crochet in each of those center 3. So we're going to skip our first single crochet and work our 3 single crochets in a row. That's 2 and 3, and again we're going to skip this last single crochet as well. So chain 3. Now we're going to be working in this chain 3 space before the double crochet. We're going to work in the double crochet itself, and then again in the other chain 3 space on the other side, and we're going to be putting single crochets. So a single crochet in this chain 3 space, single crochet in the double crochet, and chain 3, in the other chain 3 space you'll be putting a single crochet as well. So this is the row of the 3 double crochets. You see, you'll do your chain 3, then you'll do your 3 single crochets in the center of your 5 double crochet from the previous row, and then in these spaces where you have double crochet, you'll put also 3 single crochets and chain 3. So this was always an easy row for me to remember to do. It was my single crochet row. So again, you come up to your chain 5, your single crochet 5, so you'll skip the first, work your 3 single crochets in the center 3 double crochets, then you'll skip this last one. And of course, after every set of 3 double crochets, you're always going to chain 3, and you'll do that all the way to the end. Again, you'll put a single crochet in the chain 3 space, single crochet in the top of the double crochet, and then a single crochet in the other chain space, then chain 3, and you'll repeat this till you get to the end of your row, which for here is your single crochet. We had the first 3 stitches we did were single crochet. So again, we're going to skip this very first single crochet. We're only going to be doing a single crochet in the last 2 single crochets of this row. So 1 single crochet, and the very last one we'll also put a single crochet. And that's what it looks like at the end of row 2. So for row 3, you're going to begin this row by chaining 6. So chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then your turn. Turn your work. Okay, so we have our 3 single crochets here, and we're going to want to increase this number to have it back up to 5 like we had here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work a single crochet in this chain 3 space, a single crochet in each of the 3 single crochets that we already have, and then we'll work another single crochet in this chain 3 space, which will increase our 2 single crochets on the ends of it here. So first, doing a single crochet in the first chain 3 space, a single crochet in our already pre-existing 3 single crochets, and then work a single crochet in that last chain 3 space. So now we have 5 single crochets there. Now you want to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to move over here where we have our next 3 set of single crochets, but this one we're going to actually only be working with the middle of these 3 single crochets, and we're going to put a double crochet there, and then chain 3, and then again we're going to be expanding the next. See, this is the chain 3 and double crochet here, which is exactly what we're making here. See what I was saying? It's off centered, so it's going to be kind of opposite, but it's basically the same. So these 3 here, we're also going to do an increase. So in the chain 3 space before it, we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to do a single crochet in the 3 single crochets from last row, and then in the next chain 3 space you'll do another single crochet, and as always chain 3 after. Now the next set of 3, we're going to work our double crochet in the center of the single crochets, chain 3, and then again you'll be repeating this for the whole row, and when you get to the end you're going to put a single crochet in the chain 3 space, and you're going to work a single crochet in the last 2 single crochets. So it'll give you a total of 3 single crochets there at the end. 1 worked in the chain 3, and then 1 worked in the last 2 single crochets, and that will be the end of row 3. So for row 4, just need to find my spot here. Okay, so for row 4 we're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to put a single crochet in the very first single crochet and the second single crochet. Then we'll chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and now we're going to work this space like we did before. We're going to put a single crochet in this chain 3 space, a single crochet in the top of the double crochet, and a single crochet in this chain 3 space, giving us 3 single crochets in a row. And then you'll chain 3, and then again here where we have our 5, we're going to skip that first single crochet, and we're only going to put single crochet in each of these 3 middle ones. So again, this is what I call the 3 single crochet row, because you're going to do 3 single crochets, chain 3, then you're going to do 3 single crochets again. So this is a very simple row. So go ahead and do that all the way to the end, and I'll show you how to end this row. Okay, we have our ending chain 6 here. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the single crochet, which is here. So this is the first chain, this is the second chain. You're going to skip those 2 chains. You're going to be working in the 3rd and 4th chain. So find your 3rd chain here and put a single crochet, and then work a single crochet in the next one as well, and that's going to end your 1, 2, 3. That's your 4th row. So this will be the 5th row that we're about to start, which will be the end of the repeat. You'll be repeating rows 2 through 5. So for the 5th row here, we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to work a single crochet in the first 2 single crochets, so 1 and 2, and then in the chain 3 space we're going to work another single crochet, chain 3, and now in this center of these 3 single crochets we're going to do our double crochet and chain 3, and now in the next one we're going to be doing our increases. So on either side of our 3 single crochets and the chain 3 spaces we're going to be putting a single crochet, and we'll put a single crochet in the 3 single crochets that are already there, and then 1 in that chain 3 space, then chain 3, and then we'll be working our double crochet again in that center. So you're going to be repeating this for the rest of the row, and when you get to the end I'll show you how to end your row. Okay, I did my increase on either side of my chain 3 spaces and my single crochets in the center, so I have my 5 single crochets in a row. Then you do your chain of 3, and to end the row you're going to be putting a double crochet in this very last single crochet of the row, and that will end your row 4, which is essentially, if you can look at it here, it's essentially what we did for row 1, but you just worked in a chain instead of the stitch. So it was important that I showed you this so that you know what stitches to use. So you're going to start from row 2 to row 5 and keep repeating that over and over and over again until your project reaches the desired size. So I want to thank you guys so very much for watching. I just want to show you this little thing here, variegated. It's so cool. If you like this tutorial, please don't forget to click like and share this video. It helps me out so much. If you haven't checked me out on social media, you can find the links underneath the description box below. You can find the link to the graph, also the link to the pattern with pictures and everything that'll help you out. And if you're on the right-handed version, you can also find a link to the left-handed version. And if you're on the left-handed version, you can also find the link underneath for the right-handed version, so either one. Also, if you haven't checked out my Facebook group where we share free patterns and crochet projects that we've done, you can check that out. It's called Crochet for the Masses. Also, if you're interested in ordering one of these wooden furls hooks, you can find a link below that will take you to a place to buy one of those. Please use a link that is underneath the video, because that's where it takes you where they know it was from me, so that I'll get a percentage. So I recommend as well, if you're going to order one of these, you order it with the extended hook. If not, it's going to come in like very small, and it's going to be impossible to do any kind of clusters where you need some decent amount of loops on your hook. So if you're going to be using it for everything like I do, definitely do with the extended hook. So that is it. I just want to thank you guys so very much for watching and supporting this channel, and the patrons, especially for you who donate $1 or more to me every month to support this channel. I want to tell you I appreciate so very much what you do for me and for this channel. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching.